What is good? It is time for another freestyle trick tip. Today we're talking about the first 5 freestyle tricks that I think you should try out. Now there's a bunch out there, there's tons of freestyle tricks, and if you're a little overwhelmed, here are 5 that you can jump right into and do with whatever setup you have.
Maybe you could talk freely, speak to me for once so truly, for once so truly. I could know, swear you're gone, swear I'm standing. That would really be something. In most ways.
So, we are at my favorite spot in Long Beach. Fog is breaking, it's a nice day, and we're doing primos, rail stands. It's the first trick I think you should learn if you're getting into freestyle. It starts by having your feet on the tail, both feet pointing towards the nose with the tail down. You'll use your back foot to press against the side of the board in line with the back wheels. You'll move the board over to the left. Meanwhile, it will slide out from underneath the other foot. And once the board is secure on the rail and your right foot is positioned over the back wheels, your front foot will step up onto the other wheels. And there you have it. You're standing in the primo stance or the rail stand stance, whatever you want to call it. That's how you do it. That's the first one I think you should learn. It's easier with freestyle wheels, but it's not necessary at all. As you can see, I'm riding my favorite new board, the Connor Burke Pro Model from Mode Skateboard. It is double kick 825. You can get it in 885, 775, but I think this is probably the closest thing to what you guys are riding. So I wanted to do these trick tips all on that. On to the next trick. Let's go.
No sways on most days, I am clearly disappearing. I am clearly disappearing.
All right, so next thing that we have is the finger flip, the tail stop stationary finger flip to be exact. So it's one that you don't have to be moving for. It's pretty easy to jump into. So you'll start on the tail of your board again. You'll grab the nose of your board with your front hand. I like to grab in sort of the top right corner, and using your thumb and forefingers, you will flip the board in the kickflip direction and land back with all 4 wheels on the ground. Now I like to do this with both of my feet on the tail, kind of like the rail stand position that we started off with. And with this kind of a trick, you can do double flips, you can do varial, you can do 360 finger flips. I mean, the variations go on and on with finger flips in general. But I think the kickflip stationary version is the easiest to start with. And it's one that you can pick up right away, just try it out. All right, so next we got the kickflip, the old school kickflip that is. It's done by standing in Bilbo stance, as my buddy Stowe calls it, having your feet pointed towards the nose, parallel with each other, and with your back foot, hook underneath the rail of the board and flip in the opposite direction. So as I'm doing that, I'm jumping off my left foot, I'm turning my shoulders to the left and landing in switch stance. That is with my right foot in front rather than my left foot. So rolling trick's a little bit harder, but still, if you're getting used to rolling on your board, you're getting comfortable with your board, I think this is one of the more fun and easy intro tricks for freestyle skateboarding. Give it a try.
This morning I woke and read the words that you wrote. They were different from what you spoke. They were different from what you spoke.
So next up we have walk the dogs. They're a really great transitional trick and footwork trick to learn if you're just getting started. If you want to start linking tricks together and doing longer combinations and longer routines with the tricks you've learned, this is a really great one to do it with. This is the way to make them all into one continuous line. It's done by having your front foot pointed towards the nose and your back foot square on the tail. You'll bring your back foot around to the nose and pivot on the ball of your front foot while rotating the board 180 to the original stance. Now you do this over and over and over again, and you can link it in with other footwork tricks such as the spacewalk, the machete, the switchblade, other different kinds of footwork stuff that I will get to in the future in other trick tips. As a beginner trick, this is really great. It's one of my favorites, something that I throw down almost too often at this point. If you're looking to do something new and sort of start linking things together, like I said, this is a great way to do it. So on to the next trick.
And it was there, you declared, all love is unfair.
Alright, now we're going to talk about one that's a little bit more difficult with a traditional setup. That is without skid plates or without or squared off nose. The Pogo. Now you can either do this one by hopping or just by bouncing on the nose briefly and flipping back down on all four wheels. But either way, you'll start with your left foot pressing the nose down to the ground in a nose stop, we could call it. Then you'll grab the tail with your back hand and throw the board from your back hand to your front hand while simultaneously jumping from your left foot to having your right foot on the truck. So from here, you'll be using your front hand to flick the board half a rotation in the heel flip direction back to all four wheels. Now this is a foundational trick for pogos. From here you can start doing different kinds of truck dancing, combination, truck transfers like the carousel, you can do fan flips, all different kinds of stuff, but it all starts being able to get onto the truck and into a pogo. This is a lot easier when you have skid plates, since you're gonna get razor tail and you don't wanna chip your board by hopping on the tail. And secondly, it's easier with either a flat nose, like my model from Mode Skateboards, or with a board that has a squared off tail or nose to hop on. I just find that with a round nose or tail that you're hopping on, like the board that I'm on right now, the trick is still possible. However, it does get a little bit unstable when you're trying to hop or manipulate the board while balancing on the nose or tail. Either way, it's still doable. You can go out and try this, just like any of the other tricks that we're doing.
Maybe you could talk freely, speak to me for once, so truly, for once, so truly, for once.
So there you have it. Those are the 5 first tricks I think you should learn when you're trying freestyle. Again, I was riding a double kick full-size street board, something that you're probably riding something similar to. And by all means, you can go out and learn these. I know it can be really overwhelming when you have all these tricks out there, and especially in freestyle videos, they look really complicated. For the most part, we're doing higher end variations, but every trick we do starts basically with these 5. So go out, give it a try. If you ever have trouble, feel free to hit me up in the comments below. Let me know what tricks you guys want me to do next, and if you have any other ideas for skits or videos or trick tips that you'd like to see. We'll see you next time, and until then, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep dancing. Bye.